Tracking a couple of more significant weather systems on our horizon. Hello, I'm 29 First Alert meteorologist Josh Fitzpatrick. That is the next big things I'm tracking here in the Weather Center. For later on today into tonight is mostly a cold rainfall, but for the Shenandoah Valley and especially the Blue Ridge Mountains for a time tonight, there will be at least a few hours worth of some freezing rain. We get a nice break on Thursday and Valentine's Day Friday, but then by the weekend, another weather system arrives with mostly a cold rainfall, and that will pose a local flood risk. Looking back at Tuesday, as we first alerted you last week, yesterday would likely be a high impactful winter weather event, and sure enough, Charlottesville received its most snow with one system since back in early January of 2022, with at least 7 inches of an accumulation. Most areas received 6 to 8, 10, even a foot of snowfall, especially for the higher elevations of the Blue Ridge Mountains and also west into Augusta County nearby Stanton. In your first forecast for this Wednesday, leftover mist and drizzles, some flurries, some sleet, nothing very organized through at least the midday hour. Temperatures right around freezing. And then especially after 3 p.m. into the overnight, mostly cold rain with pockets of ice for the higher elevations. Right now we are all at or below freezing, upper 20s and low 30s. 29 First Alert Doppler shows some leftover mist and drizzle, freezing drizzle, a few flurries, Charlottesville, Albemarle County along the Route 29 corridor. There's a look outside live at Airport Road and Route 29, northern Albemarle County. You can see some slushy, wet conditions, but those secondary and those back roads are certainly snow covered and ice packed. Standardsville, Madison, Culpeper, some mist and drizzle, some flurries, especially to the south, some leftover sleet, Louisa, Fluvanna, Buckingham counties back into Nelson County. Here's I-81 into the Shenandoah Valley. Here is Stanton. You can see the main interstate is relatively clear, but again, it's those secondary roads and back roads that we have to really worry about. There's a new fetch of rain and ice and snow to the southwest. This is our next weather player as we head into this evening. Now, the National Weather Service has an ice storm warning for the Blue Ridge Mountains from 3 p.m. today through 4 a.m. tomorrow for the most significant icing. Shenandoah Valley, I-81 corridor, I-64, including Waynesboro, Fishersville, Stanton, Verona, Harrisonburg vicinity. That's a winter weather advisory for the same time frame for at least a few areas of ice. Could be 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice, mainly on elevated, untreated surfaces, but temperatures are going to be barely cold enough to support any ice out this way. And as the Blue Ridge, maybe up to 1/4 inch of ice before we go above freezing. And we're talking about that chance for some additional rainfall across central Virginia. Here's Futurecast, but slowly but surely we're going to see the weather pattern improve on Thursday and Friday. And then the weekend, here comes a soaking rain. 2.5 inches of rain, and that will pose a flood risk. Daytime highs today will reach the low to mid 30s. It's still a first alert weather day because of the leftover snow and ice and the additional chances for rain and ice tonight. Highs will be in the low to mid 30s today, stuck in the mid 30s overnight. The temperature will come up a couple of degrees by daybreak. Now look at Thursday, improving conditions, melting some of that snow and ice with highs in the low to mid 50s, clouds, the sun, and it will be breezy at times. 7-day forecast, 20s tomorrow night. Valentine's Day Friday, we're okay. Sunshine in the mid 40s, lows in the 20s. A cold rain on Saturday and also low 50s on Sunday with rainy, wet weather. A flood risk cannot be ruled out, and then drier and chillier to start next week.
Now.